George Washington was a central figure in United States history. He lived in the 18th century, from a frontier region, in a family of farmers. From an early age, Washington showed curiosity, courage, and a desire to serve the common good. Throughout his life, he faced large conflicts and made choices that helped shape the contours of a new nation. This is a narrative in simple language about who he was and what his most relevant accomplishments were. Washington was born in Virginia, in a time when the land was still largely made up of plantations, rivers, and forests. He grew up learning to work on the farm, to respect people, and to keep calm under pressure. These traits would follow him when he became a leader in moments of crisis. His life began on the frontier, where practical solutions to problems were often the safest path. Over time, he developed planning, discipline, and strategic thinking skills, qualities that would later be crucial in battles and in building institutions. In his youth, Washington earned respect for his seriousness and his ability to lead in difficult situations. He undertook local military tasks, took part in campaigns, and showed that he could coordinate men, map strategies, and maintain group morale when resources were scarce. These early steps not only yielded practical experience, but also helped create the image of a reliable leader capable of making decisions under pressure. Before becoming the leader of a nation, Washington stood out in a war that involved different peoples and interests: the French and Indian War. In this campaign, he demonstrated discipline, courage, and tactical skill. He organized troops, planned attacks and defenses, and kept the forces united in the face of challenges. It was during this time that he earned a reputation as someone who could think clearly even in adversity. Building fortifications, defending strategic positions, and resisting enemy attacks helped consolidate his image as a capable commander. When the colonies began to fight for independence, Washington was chosen to lead the Continental Army. It demanded a big effort, uniting diverse militias, planning campaigns, training soldiers, and keeping morale amid difficulties. The commander faced challenges such as shortages of supplies, desertions, and uncertainty about popular support. Even with these obstacles, Washington kept his focus on the goal of independence and on building a new nation. Among the most relevant achievements during the War for Independence were steady leadership in moments of crisis, with difficult decisions that sometimes required sacrifices, ability to maintain cohesion among different regions and interests of the colonies, creating a united front against the enemy, perseverance and courage to keep fighting even when conditions seemed unfavorable. The crossing of the Delaware and the turning point of the war, one of the most iconic moments in Washington's career, was crossing the Delaware River on a cold winter night. He led the Continental Army across the river to strike the British troops at Trenton, New Jersey. The improvised victory rekindled hope among the soldiers and showed Washington's ability to surprise the enemy. This triumph gave new momentum to the cause of independence. Shortly afterward, actions at Saratoga in 1777 became a crucial turning point. American forces secured a decisive victory, which led to an alliance with France. With that support, the United States gained resources and international recognition, essential factors for winning the war. The war's final triumph, the conclusion of the War for Independence, occurred at Yorktown in 1781. Washington, with the help of French allies, surrounded the British army and forced the surrender of the British commander. It was a strategic victory that demonstrated to the world that the colonies could win a difficult war against a powerful nation. Independence began to solidify more firmly from that moment. The birth of a new nation and the Constitution after victory, Washington recognized the need to organize the new country. He helped lay the foundations for the federal government that would come into being. In particular, he was invited to participate in the Constitutional Convention that would draft the current Constitution of the United States. Washington was elected president of the convention, held in Philadelphia in 1787, with the goal of creating a stable plan of government that balanced authority and legal checks. The convention produced a document that defined the three main functions of government: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial, all with checks and balances. In addition, Washington helped establish precedents that would shape governance for generations, including the idea of a strong federal government and the effort to balance powers between state and national levels. After independence, Washington was elected the first president of the United States. He served 2 terms, aiming to establish a model of leadership that valued dignity, respect for the Constitution, and a commitment to the public good above personal power. George Washington was a frontier man who became the father of the nation. As a soldier, he helped free a people. As a constitutional leader, he helped create the foundations of a balanced government. And as a public citizen, he showed that serving the country requires sacrifice, vision, and dedication to the common good.